Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. As we reflect on how last year ended, and perhaps we reflect on some of the things that we experienced last year, there might be some who enter into the new year feeling a bit disjointed, a bit empty. Perhaps you feel as though last year kind of let you down. Maybe you feel empty spiritually. You feel as though you didn't quite attain to the nearness of God that you wanted to. And maybe you just feel like 2023 didn't quite go the way that you wanted to. And maybe you look back on last year and you think about the times that you failed. You think about the times that you didn't quite live up to the standard of God. And you just go into the new year with some hope in the sense that, it's a new start, but still a bit apprehensive about what was experienced last year. And you wonder, in the condition that I'm in right now, is there any hope? Is there any hope for a new beginning? Is there any hope for a new life? Is there any hope for a brighter future? And I think Genesis chapter 1 helps us to recognize that God, and specifically His Word, can definitely bring that about. As we look at the condition of the earth at the beginning of creation, it says the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. The condition of the earth did not look very promising. It had become void. It was without form. There was darkness. We also see that it was covered under a body of water, as it talks about the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Definitely didn't look like the proper conditions for life. Didn't look like there was a possibility for light to shine in. But as we continue to read in Genesis chapter 1, we find that very well is the case. Verse 3 says, "And God said, let there be light, and there was light." And that's the beginning of this creation account, where you get to the end of the chapter and you find this earth that was once without form, void, dark, covered under waters. You get to the end of the chapter and you find it just teeming with life. You find it full of vegetation. You see this land that's just rich and full of abundance. And you see a totally different earth at the end of the creation account than what you saw at the beginning of the creation account. You might say, well, what's the difference? Well, as mentioned, it was God speaking. It was God's word that made the difference. And the same thing can be true with us as well. If we'll but commit to God's word this upcoming year, if we'll make a commitment to daily contact God through His word by our daily readings, and not just doing the readings, but reading them and then meditating on them and letting them really seep into our hearts, I think we'll find a similar situation with us. Whereas maybe we're starting the year feeling empty, maybe filled with darkness, not feeling like we have much life within. We may start the year feeling that way, but the more and more we contact God through His word, the more and more the word will have its effect in our heart and on our lives. Life will begin to spring up, and we'll see perhaps at the end of the year a similar situation that we find in Genesis chapter 1. At the first of the year, maybe we felt empty and void and full of darkness, but at the end of the year, we might see our soul, our heart, our spirit just teeming with life and being full of abundance, bearing fruit unto the Lord, and just being a wonderful, lush garden before our God. And so let's be committed to God's word today and let God's word have its effect. We see the power of God's word in Genesis chapter 1, and we can experience the power of God's word if we'll but continue to get into the word each and every day and allow it to have its effect. So these are some things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.